The 1932 no-mint mark wheat penny is a fascinating and historically significant coin in the world of American numismatics. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, it bears no mint mark, a common trait for coins minted there during that time. However, despite the lack of a mint mark being standard for Philadelphia coins, this particular year and issue stand out due to its lower mintage, Great Depression-era historical background, and collector demand. While not as famous as key-date Lincoln cents like the 1909 SVDB or the 1914 D, the 1932 no-mint mark penny has carved out a respected place in the hobby, particularly in higher grades. In today's rare coin market, an example in pristine, uncirculated condition can command an impressive $1,300 due to its rarity and desirability among Lincoln wheat cent collectors. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909, replacing the Indian head cent. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features the bust of President Abraham Lincoln facing right, a design that marked the first time a U.S. circulating coin featured a real historical figure rather than a symbolic representation of liberty. The reverse design, known as the wheat ears reverse, depicts two stylized ears of wheat along the sides, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, along with the motto E pluribus unum. This design was used from 1909 until 1958, after which it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse. The 1932 penny retains all the classic features of the wheat cent design, which collectors admire for its beauty and historical value. The year 1932 was in the midst of the Great Depression, a time of massive economic hardship in the United States. Many Americans were struggling to survive, and coin production at the U.S. Mint slowed significantly because there was less demand for new coinage. As a result, the Philadelphia Mint struck only about 9,062,000 wheat pennies in 1932, which is relatively low compared to many other years in the series. Fewer coins produced means fewer survivors, especially in high grades, because coins of that era were heavily circulated. This lower mintage contributes to the coin's scarcity today, particularly for examples that have survived without heavy wear. The no-mint mark feature of the 1932 penny is not an error, rather Philadelphia. Coins from this era simply did not carry a mint mark. However, collectors still classify and search for this coin by its date and mint origin. What makes the 1932 no-mint mark penny special is that surviving examples in mint state, MS condition, are very hard to find. Decades of circulation left, most of them worn down, and coins in red or red-brown coloration, terms referring to the original copper color, are especially rare and valuable. Coins with full original luster and sharp strikes are even more desirable. In terms of composition, the 1932 wheat penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a standard alloy for cents at that time. It has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, weighs 3.11 grams, and features a plain edge. Copper coins like this can tone or darken over time, especially if not stored properly, but examples with bright original red surfaces are considered premium pieces. In fact, the difference in value between a circulated brown coin and an uncirculated red example can be hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The grading of a 1932 no-mint mark penny is crucial in determining its value. Professional grading services, such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, assign grades based on strike quality, luster, and the presence or absence of wear and marks. A coin graded good, G4, might only be worth a few dollars, but a coin graded MS65 red can easily fetch the $1,300 price tag or more at auction. Collectors often prefer certified coins because grading removes uncertainty and ensures authenticity. The population of 1932 pennies in high grades is low, which drives prices higher. Demand for the 1932 no-mint mark wheat penny comes from several sources. Lincoln cent collectors often aim to complete a full date and mint mark set, and this coin is an important part of that journey. Additionally, history enthusiasts are drawn to coins from the early 1930s because they represent the resilience of the American people during the Depression. Finally, investors see rare high-grade coins as potential stores of value, since demand has remained steady for decades and often increases during periods of economic uncertainty. Auction records show strong prices for high-grade 1932 pennies. For example, pristine mint state red examples have crossed the auction block for over $1,000, with some even exceeding $1,300 depending on eye appeal and certification. Coins with original vibrant color and no spots or discoloration tend to attract more aggressive bidding. Even in MS-64 grades, these coins can approach four figures, which speaks to their scarcity. Collectors searching for this coin should be aware of counterfeits and altered dates. While the 1932 is not as heavily counterfeited as some other rare pennies, unscrupulous sellers sometimes alter more common dates to resemble rarer ones. Buying from reputable dealers and seeking third-party grading are the safest ways to avoid these pitfalls. Storage is equally important. Copper coins are prone to spotting, corrosion, and toning changes, so keeping them in a stable, low-humidity environment is essential for preserving their value. The historical backdrop of the 1932 penny also adds to its charm. America was in the midst of Franklin D. Roosevelt's rise to political prominence, though he wouldn't become president until 1933. In 1932, coins like this wheat penny were the everyday change in people's pockets, used to buy essentials, like bread or milk. Today, these same coins serve as time capsules, connecting us to that era of struggle and perseverance. In summary, the 1932 no-mint mark wheat penny is far more than just an old coin. It is a piece of history, a tangible link to the Great Depression, and a sought-after collectible. With its modest mintage, historical significance, and rarity in high grades, it holds strong appeal among both collectors and investors. Its current market value of $2,300 for high-grade examples reflects its scarcity and enduring demand. For anyone building a Lincoln cent collection or investing in rare coins, the 1932 no-mint mark penny is a treasure worth seeking out. Combined big paragraph version. The 1932 no-mint mark wheat penny, minted at the Philadelphia Mint with a mintage of just 9,062,000, is a highly desirable and historically significant coin in American numismatics, valued today at around $1,300 in high-grade mint state condition. Struck during the depths of the Great Depression, this coin bears the iconic Victor David Brenner design, with Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and two stylized wheat ears on the reverse. Composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, measuring 19.05 millimeter in diameter and weighing 3.11 grams, it features the standard plain edge of the wheat cent series. While the absence of a mint mark is standard for Philadelphia coins of the era, the 1932 penny is particularly scarce due to its low mintage and the fact that most surviving examples show heavy circulation wear. Collectors prize coins with sharp strikes, full original red luster, and minimal marks, and such examples certified by PCGS or NGC often bring top dollar at auction. In MS-65 red, this coin can easily command $1,300 or more, with exceptional specimens exceeding that figure thanks to strong collector demand and historical interest. The coin's appeal is heightened by its Great Depression-era origin, offering a tangible link to one of the most challenging periods in U.S. history. Demand comes from Lincoln cent enthusiasts seeking to complete date and mint mark sets. History. Lovers fascinated by Depression-era artifacts, and investors who recognize the stability of rare coin values over time. While not as famous as the 1909 SVDB or 1914 D pennies, the 1932 no-mint mark wheat penny remains an essential and valuable piece for any serious collection, serving as both a numismatic treasure and a historical keepsake. Next up, the 1957 D no mint mark. Wheat penny is one of those fascinating coins that sparks curiosity and excitement among collectors, historians, and even casual numismatists. although the Denver Mint is typically associated with the D Mint mark. The absence of this mark on certain coins has given rise to a unique and intriguing variety that collectors now seek out. The standard 1957 D wheat penny was struck in Denver using the familiar Lincoln wheat cent design that had been in production since 1909, featuring Victor David Brenner's iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the classic wheat stalks on the reverse. However, a minting anomaly or die issue resulted in some coins lacking the mint mark entirely, creating a rare and desirable variation. This absence can happen due to several possible causes, such as the mint mark punch not being applied before, the die entered service or over-polishing during die preparation that accidentally removed it. Such coins, although looking almost identical to their regular counterparts, carry a significantly higher numismatic premium due to their rarity and the demand they command among serious collectors. The 1957 wheat penny itself is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, with a weight of 3.11 grams and a diameter of 19.05 mm, and it was the penultimate year of the wheat reverse design before the memorial reverse debuted in 1959. In average circulated condition, regular 1957 D pennies are worth only a few cents above face value, but the rare no mint mark variety changes the game entirely, depending on condition, luster, strike quality, and whether the coin is certified by professional grading. Services such as PCGS or NGC, its market value today can reach up to an impressive $1,600. This high valuation is driven by a combination of rarity, collector demand, and the coin's place in Lincoln cent history. Coins in pristine mint state red, MS65 or higher, condition with full original luster are the most sought after, as fewer examples survive in such uncirculated states due to circulation wear over the decades. Auction records show that competitive bidding for these coins can quickly escalate, especially when two or more determined collectors decide they need it to complete a Lincoln cent set. Beyond monetary worth, the 1957 D no mint mark penny also holds historical appeal. It reflects the intricacies and imperfections of the U.S. Mint's mid-20th century production processes when manual steps in die preparation left room for human error that could produce such collectible oddities. For collectors, acquiring this coin is not just about owning a piece of copper. It's about holding a tangible reminder of minting history, craftsmanship, and the unpredictability of coin production. The coin's obverse showcases Lincoln's detailed profile with the inscriptions Liberty and the date 1957 along, with the motto In God We Trust, while the reverse proudly bears the wheat ears framing the denomination 1 cent and United States of America, with the Latin motto A Pluribus Unum. The charm of the wheat penny series lies not only in its artistry and symbolism, but also in the many varieties, errors, and anomalies that keep collectors engaged for a lifetime. The 1957 D no mint mark penny exemplifies how even small deviations from the norm can create something special, driving both interest and value. Proper preservation is critical for maintaining the coin's market potential. Coins should be stored in a cool, dry environment in protective holders to prevent environmental damage like toning, spots, or corrosion. Collectors who have this coin often choose to have it professionally graded and encapsulated, not only to confirm authenticity, but also to protect the coin and certify its condition, which is a major factor in determining its final selling price. While most 1957 pennies are common, with tens of millions struck, the no mint mark variety is a rare exception that transforms an otherwise ordinary coin into a sought-after collectible worth thousands of times its face value. It serves as a reminder that treasures can still be found in pocket change, inherited collections, or forgotten coin jars in the attic, and that knowledge is key to recognizing hidden value. The Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958, is full of such hidden gems. and the 1957 D no-mint mark penny is one of its more compelling chapters. For new collectors, discovering such a coin can ignite a lifelong passion for numismatics, while for seasoned experts, it's a satisfying addition to an already refined collection. With a market value reaching $1,600 in top condition, this penny proves that rarity, condition, and collector demand can transform a simple 1-cent piece into a valuable and storied artifact of American history. Whether you encounter it through sheer luck in circulation or through careful hunting at coin shows and auctions, the 1957 D no-mint mark wheat penny is a shining example of why coin collecting continues to capture imaginations and inspire people around the world. The thrill lies in the search, the history embedded in each coin, and the possibility that the next piece you examine could be worth far more than it appears, just like this extraordinary copper relic from Next Up. The 1998 D Mint Mark Kennedy $half is one of those coins that most people have handled countless times without ever suspecting it could carry significant numismatic value. Yet for collectors, especially those who pursue high-grade registry sets or specialize in modern U.S. coinage, this piece has an enduring appeal that reaches far beyond its face value of 50 cents, with top-condition examples commanding as much as $3,300 on the open market. Struck at the Denver Mint, the 1998 D $half is part of the long-running Kennedy series that began in 1964 to honor the legacy of President John F. Kennedy following his assassination, and while the 1998 issue was produced in substantial quantities for circulation, the challenge lies in finding pieces that have survived the past 2+ decades in pristine condition, free from the nicks, scratches, bag marks, and loss of luster that come with regular handling and storage in loose change. The design remains an iconic part of U.S. coinage history. The obverse features Gilroy Roberts' portrait of Kennedy facing left, sharp in its engraving when fully struck, while the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, displays the presidential coat of arms, an intricate heraldic eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows with a ring of 50 stars surrounding it, symbolizing peace through strength. The Denver Mint's small D mint mark can be found just below Kennedy's neck truncation on the obverse, a subtle but crucial detail for attribution. In the world of coin grading, the difference between a coin worth $1 and one worth thousands is almost microscopic. Grading services like PCGS and NGC assess factors such as strike sharpness, surface preservation, and original mint luster, with MS67 and above representing near-perfect preservation that is incredibly difficult to find in business strike $half from this era. Most 1998 D halves seen in circulation today are heavily worn, with dulled surfaces and flattened details, while even many uncirculated rolls stored since the 1990s contain coins that would grade no higher than MS64 or MS65 due to small contact marks from the minting and bagging process. For a collector aiming for the best, this makes high-end certified examples both scarce and highly competitive when they appear at auction. The $3,300 valuation applies only to those elusive top-grade pieces. Most circulated coins are still only worth face value, and even many mint-state examples below MS66 will bring modest premiums in the $5 to $20 range unless they have an exceptional strike or unusual toning that appeals to specialists. Error coins from this year can also increase value. Doubled dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on wrong planchets are always worth examining, though they are far less common than in earlier decades. The 1998 D $half also sits in an interesting historical context. By the late 1990s, the $half had largely disappeared from everyday cash transactions in the United States, with most production going into Federal Reserve vaults or being sold in collector sets, which ironically means that while mintages were still in the tens of millions, actual public circulation was very limited, helping preserve a small number of higher-quality examples for today's market. Collectors often note that coins from the Denver Mint during this period tend to have slightly stronger strikes compared to some Philadelphia counterparts. but they are still prone to bag marks due to high-speed production. For those searching for a valuable example, the best sources are original U.S. mint sets from 1998, where coins were handled more carefully, or unopened mint rolls that have been stored in stable, dry conditions for over 2 decades. Preservation tips for owners include avoiding direct contact with fingers, skin oils can damage surfaces, and keeping coins in inert holders away from fluctuating temperatures or humidity. While bullion value is irrelevant here, since the coin is a copper-nickel clad, not silver, its numismatic value is driven by condition rarity, collector demand, and the prestige of having one of the finest known examples in a registry set. Auctions have shown that when an MS-68 or higher 1998 D. Kennedy half hits the market, bidding can be fierce, as there are far fewer such coins available than there are competitive collectors seeking to complete top-ranking sets. The emotional draw of this coin comes not only from Kennedy's enduring legacy, but also from the thrill of finding a piece in one's change or old collection that turns out to be worth thousands, an experience that keeps coin hunting alive for many enthusiasts. Even for those not chasing six-figure registry sets, adding a gem-quality 1998 D half-dollar to a collection is a point of pride, and understanding its nuances, mint history, condition challenges, grading standards, and market trends turns what might appear to be an ordinary modern coin into a tangible piece of numismatic treasure. Its story reminds us that value in coins is not solely tied to age or precious metal content, but to the convergence of historical significance, collector passion, and the unforgiving standards of mint state preservation, all of which combine to make the 1998 D. Kennedy half-dollar in its finest form a $3,300 prize hidden in plain sight. Next up, the 1997 D. Mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar, minted at the Denver facility, represents an important chapter in modern U.S. coinage, and while it is often overlooked due to its relatively recent issue date, high-grade examples of this coin can command impressive values in the numismatic market, reaching as high as $1,100 for the finest known pieces certified by leading grading authorities like PCGS or NGC. Struck in copper-nickel-clad composition, this coin belongs to the long-running Kennedy series introduced in 1964 as a tribute to the late President John F. Kennedy, a figure whose legacy continues to resonate with collectors and the public alike. The obverse showcases Gilroy Roberts' detailed left-facing portrait of Kennedy, a design that has remained largely unchanged since its inception, while the reverse, crafted by Frank Gasparo, features the heraldic eagle with a shield on its chest, grasping an olive branch in its right talon and arrows in its left, encircled by a ring of 50 stars representing the states. The small but crucial D mint mark can be found just below Kennedy's neck truncation on the obverse, identifying it as a Denver Mint product. In 1997, half-dollars were no longer widely circulated in everyday commerce, with most being produced for collectors, Federal Reserve storage, or inclusion in mint and proof sets. This limited circulation helped some coins remain in better-than-average condition. But even so, finding flawless business strike examples is a challenge due to the speed and bulk handling of the minting process. Contact marks, abrasions, and weak strikes are common, meaning that coins graded MS-67 or higher are exceptionally rare and highly prized by registry set competitors. The $1,100 valuation applies primarily to these top-graded pieces, as typical circulated coins remain worth face value, and most uncirculated examples in MS-64, MS-65 condition sell for modest premiums. Condition, luster, and strike quality are everything here. Collectors often scrutinize even the tiniest imperfections that might keep a coin from reaching gem status. Auction records show that the finest known examples attract aggressive bidding, particularly when population reports reveal only a handful at a given grade. Although there are no widely known major errors for the 1997 D half-dollar, minor varieties such as die cracks, rotated dies, or subtle doubled dies can add value for specialists. For those hoping to find one, searching through original 1997. Mint sets or unopened rolls from the Denver Mint offers the best odds of discovering a high-grade specimen. Proper preservation is essential. Coins should be stored in inert holders, handled only by the edges with clean cotton gloves, and kept in a stable, low-humidity environment to prevent spotting or toning that might detract from the grade. The Kennedy half dollar's enduring popularity stems not only from its connection to a pivotal moment in American history, but also from its elegant, patriotic design and the challenge of assembling a complete high-grade set across decades of mintages. For newer collectors, the 1997 D offers an accessible entry point into the series, while for seasoned numismatists, it represents a competitive pursuit in the upper-grade ranges. The Denver Mint's reputation for slightly sharper strikes compared to its Philadelphia counterpart can work in the collector's favor here, but the real prize lies in finding a coin with impeccable surfaces and strong eye appeal. Whether pulled from a long-forgotten mint set or acquired through a competitive auction, a gem-quality 1997 D. Kennedy half dollar stands as a reminder that even in the modern era, condition rarity can transform an otherwise ordinary coin into a piece worth over $1,000, making it a sleeper treasure in the realm of contemporary U.S. numismatics. Next up, the 1892 no-mint mark Barber half dollar, minted at the Philadelphia Mint in the very first year of the Barber half-dollar series, stands as a significant and historic coin in United States numismatics, valued at approximately $100 to $400 in high-grade condition due to its age, historical importance, and collectible demand. Designed by Charles E. Barber, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint from 1879 to 1917, the obverse of the coin features the classical Liberty head design, wearing a Phrygian cap and a laurel wreath, surrounded by the inscription, United States of America along the rim, the year 1892 at the bottom, and 13 stars encircling the portrait to represent the original colonies. The reverse displays a heraldic eagle with a shield on its chest, holding an olive branch in its right talon and arrows in its left, symbolizing peace and military readiness, with the motto, E pluribus unum, on a banner above, and the denomination, half dollar below, all surrounded by a ring of stars. The absence of a mint mark on this issue identifies it as a product of the Philadelphia Mint, which, during the late 19th century, did not place mint marks on its coinage. As the inaugural year of the series, the 1892 half dollar holds a special appeal to collectors seeking a complete Barber set, as first-year issues often have an added historical prestige. Barber half dollars were struck from 1892 to 1915 and were widely used in circulation, meaning that most surviving examples today are heavily worn from decades of use in commerce. This makes high-grade specimens, especially those in extremely fine, XF to mint state MS condition, scarce and far more valuable. The $2,400 valuation generally applies to coins in mint state or very choice about uncirculated, AU condition, with higher-grade examples certified by PCGS or NGC commanding premium prices at auction. Collectors value sharp strike detail on Liberty's hair, the laurel leaves, and the eagle's feathers, as these are often the first elements to show wear or weak striking. The 1892 half dollar was produced in a mintage of approximately 935,245 pieces, which is moderate for the series, but attrition through circulation, melting, and damage over more than a century has greatly reduced the number of well-preserved examples. Coins with original, problem-free surfaces, rich luster, and attractive natural toning are particularly sought after by advanced collectors. The historical backdrop of the Barber half dollar's debut also adds to its significance. This was a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning from the seated Liberty designs of the mid-19th century to a more modern and unified coinage style, and Charles Barber's work reflected both classical artistry and the practical demands of mass coin production. While the Barber design received mixed reviews during its era, some critics found it too conservative, it has since gained respect among numismatists for its balanced proportions, detailed engraving, and representation of a transitional period. In U.S. coinage, searching for a high-quality 1892 no-mint mark half-dollar can be challenging, but opportunities sometimes arise in estate collections, old-time holdings, and specialized dealer inventories. For preservation, collectors should store these coins in inert holders, avoid cleaning them, which can dramatically reduce value, and handle them only by the edges with clean cotton gloves. In the marketplace, coins with CAC approval or exceptional eye appeal often sell quickly, as serious collectors recognize the difficulty of finding problem-free first-year barber halves. This issue also appeals to those who enjoy collecting type coins, as it represents the beginning of the Barber half-dollar series in its purest form from the Philadelphia Mint, untouched by the mint mark distinctions of branch mints, such as New Orleans, San Francisco, or Denver. While circulated examples remain relatively affordable for entry-level collectors, gem-grade pieces are rare and can easily exceed their guidebook values when spirited bidding breaks out at auction. The 1892 no-mint mark Barber half-dollar thus embodies the perfect combination of historic charm, aesthetic appeal, and scarcity in higher grades, making it a standout acquisition for both specialized barber enthusiasts and broader U.S. type collectors who appreciate the craftsmanship and cultural context of America's late 19th century coinage. Its $1,400 market value in higher grades is not just a reflection of metal content or age, but of the enduring interest and competitive demand that surrounds quality examples of this first-year classic, proving once again that early issues in iconic series remain cornerstones of the numismatic world. Next up, the 1974 D Mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar, struck at the Denver Mint, holds a surprising market value of around $2,400 in high-grade, exceptional condition due to its rarity and pristine form and its status as part of the beloved Kennedy series that has been cherished by collectors for decades. Introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy following his assassination, the design was created by Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts for the obverse and Frank Gasparo for the reverse, both of whom skillfully captured a blend of modern portraiture and traditional U.S. coinage symbolism. On the obverse, we see the iconic left-facing bust of President Kennedy surrounded by the inscriptions Liberty at the top, the year 1974 at the bottom, and the national motto, In God We Trust, split on either side of his neck. The D Mint mark, placed just below Kennedy's neck truncation above the date, identifies the coin as a product of the Denver Mint. The reverse features the heraldic eagle design, adapted from the Great Seal of the United States, showing the eagle with a shield on its chest, holding an olive branch in its right talon and arrows in its left, with a circle of 50 stars surrounding the motif, symbolizing unity among the states. While the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar was struck in large numbers for circulation, most coins saw heavy everyday use, resulting in a scarcity of pieces with sharp detail, full luster, and no contact marks. For the 1974 D specifically, well-struck examples in mint state 67 or higher are exceptionally hard to find, which is why collectors are willing to pay thousands for top-tier specimens certified by leading grading companies such as PCGS or NGC. In addition to grade rarity, certain coins exhibit striking anomalies such as doubled die obverses, DDO, or die rotation errors, which can boost their desirability and value. The $2,400 valuation applies primarily to coins in the upper mint state range with blazing mint luster, crisp strike details, and immaculate fields free of distracting blemishes. Collectors also value examples with original untouched surfaces and natural toning, as artificial cleaning or polishing dramatically lowers market appeal. Historically, the mid-1970s were a time when Kennedy half-dollars still saw some circulation, but by the late 70s, they were largely being saved as collectibles or used for special purposes like casino slot machines and bank promotions. As a result, most 1974 D halves found today have wear from pocket change circulation or bag storage, leaving few that can achieve the ultra-gem grades sought by registry set competitors. In registry collecting, where the goal is to assemble the highest graded set possible, even a common date Kennedy half can become a key competition coin if it's a flawless example. The Denver Mint, known for producing coins with stronger strikes than Philadelphia in this era, still had its share of striking inconsistencies in 1974, with many coins showing weakness in Kennedy's hair above the ear and on the eagle's breast. Feathers. High-grade survivors with complete hair detail and sharp reverse feathers are thus premium finds. For collectors interested in the broader Kennedy half-dollar series, the 1974 D holds a special place as one of the more attainable dates, in circulated condition, but one of the sleepers in the top pop categories. Its enduring popularity is tied not only to the memory of President Kennedy, but also to the artistry of its design, the nostalgia of the era, and the sense of accomplishment in finding a near-perfect example of a coin that most people remember from everyday life. Care and storage are critical for protecting the value of such coins. Professional coin holders, climate control, and minimal handling are essential to prevent deterioration. The 1974 D Kennedy half-dollar also reflects the ongoing shift in U.S. coinage away from precious metals, as it is composed of a copper-nickel-clad alloy instead of the 90% silver used in the first year of issue, yet it remains just as collectible, due to its design, historical context, and condition rarity. In the numismatic market, well-documented auction results show that registry quality examples can far exceed guidebook values, especially if they have been approved by CAC for premium quality. As time passes, finding untouched rolls or bags of 1974 D halves becomes increasingly unlikely, making each high-grade coin an important survivor from an era when the Kennedy half was still a common sight in American commerce. For these reasons, the 1974 D mint mark Kennedy half-dollar stands as a prime example of how a seemingly common coin can command extraordinary value under the right circumstances, making it a highly desirable addition for advanced collectors, registry competitors, and those who appreciate the